My Sweet Audrina, Part 3, again upon a rainy day. What compulsion had driven me to the first Audrina's room and forced me into this chair where I sang foolishly? As I rocked, an ingrained terror of this chair that had tormented my childhood stole over me and made me a child again. Something whispered and told me to get out and leave it before it was too late. Go back to Arden, said a wise part of me. Forget the past that can't be changed. Go back to Arden. No, I said to myself, I had to be strong. I had to overcome my fears, and the only way to do it was to deliberately evoke the rainy day scene and make it happen again. And this time I'd stay with it until she died, and cast her memory forever from my life. As I'd done before as a child, I did again as a woman. I rocked and sang, and soon enough the walls softened to become porous before the molecules divided, and I was inside the first Audrina's memory again. I saw my mother as she must have been when the first Audrina was alive, looking so young and pretty as she warned, Audrina, promise you will never take the shortcut through the woods. It's dangerous for young girls to go there alone. She was wearing one of her lovely watercolored printed violet dresses that fluttered in the breezes, cooled by the river. All her favorite colors and mine were in that dress, shades of green, blue, violet, aqua, and rose. Her beautiful hair was loose and bending out. Even as I thought all this, I was planning to stay and take the shortcut home. Mama stopped to kiss my cheek. Now obey me, even if you are late for your own birthday party. That's a lot of meat, mister. I said, that's a lot of meat, mister. I got it.
Whatever you don't want, we can make it.
Okay, well, I'm going to eat what I'm going to eat of it. I'm going to eat what I'm going to eat of it. Mama stopped to kiss my cheek. Now obey me, even if you're late for your own birthday party. It can't start until you arrive anyway. Just forget the shortcut and ride the school bus home. But Spencer Longtree rode the school bus with his gang of roughneck buddies. They said such nasty, ugly things to me. I couldn't tell her the awful things they said. U-G-L-Y, shrilled Spencer Longtree, who hadn't taken the school bus home. Risking the woods wasn't sparing me his awful presence. Audrina Adair has got ugly hair, spelled. I already know how to spell ugly, Spencer Longtree, I threw over my shoulder. And that's the description that fits you, just F-I-N-E. I love you too. I'll get you for that, and maybe when you've been had, you won't feel so high and mighty just because you're one of the white ones who live in a fancy big house. Time to run, skip, to hop, and have fun in the woods where all the little animals hid. Look at the rain clouds overhead. They hid the sun and made it dark. Would the storm reach me before I reached home? Ruin my dress? Frizz my curls? Mama would throw a fit if I didn't look prettier than any of the other girls at my party. And this silly kind of dress, water spotted and shrank too. The rain came down. I took the faint and winding path at full speed, feeling the silky whisper of my ruined dress that clung to my legs. Yards ahead, I thought I saw the bushes of the path move. I paused, ready to spin around and flee. The thickness of the leaves above made a kind of canopy that caused the rain to fall in exceedingly large drops. They splashed down on the dirt before me, making dark polka dots that swiftly blended until all the dirt went dark and muddy. Some people whistled when they felt afraid. I didn't know how to whistle. I would sing, "Happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, happy birthday dear Audrina, happy birth..." I broke off my song and froze. A definite movement in the bushes ahead. A muffled giggle. I turned to run the other way, then glanced back and saw 3 boys jump out from behind those thorny bushes that lined the front path. Scratches bloodied their faces and made them fearsome, yet they all seemed silly, stupid, silly boys. Did they think they could catch me? I could run faster than Aunt Elizabeth, who had boasted she could outrun anybody as a child. Just when I thought I'd outrace them, one boy bounded ahead and seized me by my long hair. He almost ripped it from my scalp that hurt so much. "Stop that, you beast," I screamed. "Let me go. It's my birthday. Let me go." Hi there. food. What's food? We know it hurts since your Longtree's recipe voice snarled. We're glad it hurts. It's our birthday gift to you, Audrina. Happy 9th birthday, White Fern Girl. You stop pulling my hair. Take your filthy hands off me. You're ruining my dress. Leave me alone. You just dare to do one thing to hurt me, and my papa will see all of you put in jail and burned. Spencer Longtree grinned. His buck teeth seemed fit for a horse. He thrust his long face full of pimples closer to mine. His breath smelled bad. Do you know what we're going to do to your pretty face? You're going to let me go, I said definitely, but something in me quivered. Sudden fear made my knees weak, made my heart beat faster, made my blood sink into my heels. No, we're not going to let you go, not until we're finished. We're going to rip off all those pretty clothes, tear off your underwear, and you're going to be naked, and we're going to see everything. You... Interruptions, interruptions, interruptions. You can't do that, I'd begin staunchly. All the Adair women born with my color hair can put the curse of death on those that harm them. So beware of your life when you harm me, Spencer Longtree, Spiderlegs. With my violet eyes, I can burn you with the fires of eternal hair while you still live. Sneering, he shoved his face so close his nose touched mine. Another boy grabbed my arms and positioned them behind me. Go on, witch, do your worst. The rain plastered his hair to his forehead in a fringe of spikes. Curse me now and save yourself. Go on, do it! Or in another few seconds, I'm going to take off my pants, and my buddies are going to hold you down, and each one of us will have our turn. I screamed it out. I curse you, Spencer Longtree. Curtis Shea and Hank Barnes. May the devil in hell claim all three of you for his own. For a moment they hesitated, making me think it was going to work. Looking from one to the other gave me the chance to run. But just then a fourth boy rose up from behind the same bushes they used to hide, and I froze and stared at him. His dark hair was wet and glued to his face, too. I swallowed and grew weak. All my blood turned to rainwater. Oh no, not him too, not him too, never him. He wouldn't do this. He'd come to save me. That's why he was there. I called his name, pleaded with him to save me. He seemed in a trance, staring blindly ahead. What was wrong with him? Why didn't you pick up a stick, a stone, hit them, batter them with his bare fist, do something to help? That wasn't the way it was supposed to be. He was my friend. He stood there, more petrified than I was. I cried out his name. He turned and ran. My mouth opened to call him back, but a dirty rag was stuffed inside. I was wrong, Audrina. You really are a pretty thing. I ripped off my clothes. My new dress was torn from neck to hem and hurled away to land on a bush under the golden rain tree. Next, my pretty petticoat with the Irish lace and the hand embroidery shamrocks was ripped off and trampled in the mud. I fought like crazy when rough hands tried to pull down my panties, kicking, screaming, twisting, turning, trying to tear violating eyes from their sockets. Then the lightning flashed and the thunder rolled, and I was terrified of being outside in an electrical storm, and I screamed again. It happened fast, but not mercifully fast enough. My pretty underpants were yanked down and torn off. My legs were spread wide as one boy held me under my chin, and every one of those three participated in my desecration. Even as I was being despoiled, I kept thinking of him, that coward who turned and ran. He could have stayed to fight, even if he lost. But then I could forgive him. Maybe they'd have killed him, like they were really killing me. Better that than this. I came back to the rocking chair in that playroom. My eyes were wide, so wide with hurt. I'd seen him again, with the rain plastering his hair to his face. Arden. That was the name she called, and he'd run. Oh, the lies they told me to shield me from knowing just who Arden was. Oh, no wonder Papa had warned me against all boys, and Arden most of all. Papa knew him for what he was, a coward, as bad as the others, maybe worse, for she'd known him and trusted him, and thought him her friend. And then he turned to me, years later. He'd been there. Through me, he was redeeming himself. Oh, how now I knew why my memory was full of holes. I'd seen him before in visions many times, and had made myself forget that he'd been there when those boys had raped and then killed her, just because she was a Whiteburn and all the villagers hated Whiteburns. Papa had lied to me when he said the first Audrina was 9 years old. Vera had told the truth. And Papa had put me in that rocking chair so I could capture contentment and peace. He'd taken my empty pitcher and filled it with horror so that never again could I trust anything male. I sobbed, knowing I betrayed her too, and married the friend she'd hoped would protect her and fight for her, and he'd run. I jumped from the chair and ran from the room. If only I'd known before, I would never have gone to his cottage. This day would never have happened. Papa, why didn't you tell me all the details about your first daughter? Why did you hold back so much? Didn't you know the truth always serves a purpose better than a lie? Lies, so many lies, and to think Vera had told me the truth all the time when she said she'd known the first Audrina, who was so much better than me, and prettier, and smarter, and more fun. As I ran toward my room, determined to wake Arden and face him with the truth, the gas lamp came on. Next, the flashlight was shone directly into my eyes. Blinded by the lights after the darkness of the hallway, I barely made out the vagueness of a hand that dangled a crystal prism before the beam of strong battery light. Colors refracted in my eyes. I staggered backwards, throwing up my hand to shield my eyes from the light. Then I turned to run. Someone followed. I heard the thump of footfalls. I screamed, whirled, and shouted, Arden, have you come to finish what they started? What are you trying to do to me? More lights came on, strung down the main upstairs corridor with hundreds of crystal prisms catching the colors, sparkling, stabbing, and blinding me, threatening me. I spun about, confused and disoriented, and unable to find the direction of my bedroom. Then the hands that struck me on the shoulders and behind, hard, strong hands that sent me pitching forward into space, and down, 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 hurting all the way until my head struck, and then blackness. Whispering, whispering, on the shallow waves of evening tides, voices drifted. They called, forced me back from a place I couldn't name. Was this me, this tiny pepper dot in the sky? How could I see above, below, and behind, and before? Was I only an eye in the sky, seeing everything, understanding nothing? Whose name was that I had spoken so softly? Mine? Whose name was this? Whose room was this? Mine? On a narrow bed I lay, staring up at the ceiling. Fuzzily I made out the dresser across the way with its wide mirror that reflected what was in the back of my bed. My vision cleared more, so I could see the white chaise lounge Arden had wanted me to have. Whiteburn. I was still in Whiteburn. In the other room, Vera's voice drifted to me as she spoke softly to Arden. I cringed or tried to. Something was wrong with me. But I didn't have time to dwell on that. I had to concentrate on what Vera was saying. Arden, why do you keep objecting? It's for her own good. Your own good, hers too. Certainly, you'd know she'd want it that way. What way? Vera, you have to give me time to make a decision like that, an irreversible decision. I've had about all I can take from you and from her, said Vera. You have to decide just who you want, her or me. Do you think I'm going to hang out forever, waiting for you to choose? But, stammered my husband, at any moment, any day, maybe today or tomorrow, she could pull out of the coma. Coma? I was in a coma? I couldn't believe this. I could fuzzily see, hazily hear. That had to mean something, didn't it? Arden, said Vera's deep, sultry voice, I'm a nurse, and I know about things you've never heard of. No one can stay in a coma 3 weeks and pull out of it without brain damage. Think about that for a while, a long while. You'd be married to a living vegetable to burn the rest of your life with. When Damien is dead, you'd have Sylvia, too. Don't forget her. With the two of them to care for, you'd be praying to God that you'd done as I suggested. And then it would be too late. I'd be gone. And you, my dear, would never have the courage to do it alone. Courage to do what? The two of them were coming closer. I wanted to turn my head and watch them enter the room. I wanted to see Arden's expression and watch Vera's eyes as if she really loved him. I wanted to swing my feet to the floor and rise, but I couldn't move, not anything. I could only lie there, still thing, feeling only mental anguish. An unbearable loss, sense of loss. Again and again I was flooded with panic, drowning in panic. How could this have happened? Wasn't I the same as earlier today, last night, yesterday? What had made me this way? Vera, my darling, said Arden, you don't understand how I feel, so help me God. Even if she is, I still can't help loving my wife. I want Audrina to recover. Every morning before I leave for work, I come in here and I kneel by her bed and I pray for her to recover. Every night before I go to bed, I do the same thing. I kneel and wait for her eyes to open or her lips to part for her to speak. I dream about seeing her well and healthy again. I'm in hell and I'll never be free of hell until she's herself again. Just one sign of life and I'd never, never consent. Even if she is, I don't want her to die. But Vera did. I knew now that somehow Vera was responsible for this situation, and she was responsible for the most disastrous events in my life. All right, shrilled Vera, if you still love Audrina, then you cannot possibly be in love with me. You have used me, Arden, used me, stolen from me too. For all I know, I may be carrying your child again, as I carried your child once before, and you didn't know it. This time between us. One time between us, then, Vera, only one. You don't know that I was the one responsible. The odds against it were too great. You came to me, too, and let me know you wanted me, and you were willing to do anything. And I was young, and Audrina was still a child. And she will always be a child, Vera shrilled. You wanted me, too. You took me, and you enjoyed it. And I had to pay the price. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. On and on, all of us kept paying prices, I thought, my mind going in circles as I tried to grasp at something stable. But if you love her, Arden, then you keep her. And I hope her arms will give you comfort when you need it, and her kisses will warm your lips, and her passion will satisfy your desire. Lord knows I've never known a man who needs a woman more than you do. And don't you stand there and think you can hire another nurse to take my place. You may not know this, but Audrina needs me. Sylvia needs me too. Somehow, despite all you said about Sylvia not responding to anyone but your dear wife, I've managed to make Sylvia trust and even like me. Sylvia doesn't trust her like anyone but Audrina, Arden said. I stared at Vera, her eyes shining apricot, hair peeked out from below a white cap. Her pale expression appeared soft as putty. But even so, she was pretty wearing white, with those glittering black eyes of hers, hard, cruel spider eyes, I thought. Just as I used to do. She cupped Arden's handsome face between her hands. Sweetheart, there are so many ways to know when Sylvia is trusting. I'm beginning to know her. Oh, God, Sylvia couldn't trust and believe in Vera, of all people, not Vera. As if she'd heard me speak, Sylvia shuffled forward into view. I sensed she must have risen from her perpetual crouch and realized, too, that she was desperate now, that I could no longer protect her. In her mending way, she advanced toward my bed as if to shield me. Poor Sylvia. All I wanted was to keep her safe, and now she had to keep me safe. Her aqua blue eyes stared at me blankly as if she saw through me, beyond me, into some far, far distance. Sylvia, Sylvia, what a burden she had been. My cross to bear for the rest of my life. Now I was a cross for someone else to bear. I tried to swallow the self-pity I felt and found I could barely manage to make my throat muscles move. I went on thinking of that far ago day when I was 11 and Papa had brought Sylvia home for the first time. My baby sister, who was 9 years younger and born on my very birthday. Cursed. The Whitefern girls, each born 9 years apart. Or was that the way my Aunt Elizabeth had always said? Odd, so odd. And she looked at me as if it were to give me a clue, and of course it was odd. My life was built on lies. That older Audrina had not been 9 years my senior. Why was I thinking as I was? Something was in the back of my brain. Something that had happened in the playroom. Something that made me hate Arden. Goodbye, Arden, Vera said, breaking into my reverie as she moved toward the door, leaving my husband staring after her with a shrinking expression. Suddenly all that the rocking chair had revealed came back, and I remembered what he had done to the first dead Audrina. Still, I ached for this terrible dilemma, to keep me now a nothing thing, and to keep Sylvia a mindless, wandering creature, to leave and take what happiness he could find or steal. Don't go, cried Arden. I need you, Vera. I love you. Maybe not in the same way I love my wife, but it's love nevertheless. I'll do what you want, anything you want. Just give me a little more time. Give Audrina a little more time, and promise me you won't harm Sylvia. Vera came forward again, all smiles, her spider eyes sparkling. Her figure swayed from side to side as she glided into my husband's eager open arms. Together,